Well, hey, welcome back. I think you know what this is, but in case you don't, this is Drummer Daily, the daily podcast for drummers. My name is Daniel Hadaway. I'm so happy you could join me. By the way, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this on the podcast or not. I think I have, but just in case I haven't, I have opened back up my free masterclass online that I teach. It's all about following a proven path to becoming a professional drummer. So if you haven't already, you can check that out at danielhadaway.com/class. You can sign up. There's a bunch of times available. Just pick it out, and I'll make sure that I send you lots of reminders before the class starts. All right, so today, speaking of that, I wanted to talk about something that I've seen a lot. And again, I get a lot of inspiration from not only your emails, but also from comments that I see on either posts that I put online or ads that I run, things like that, because I advertise this class as well. And I mentioned in the ads for my class that I'm talking about following a proven path to becoming a professional drummer. And I've seen a lot of comments. People will say something like, well, it's pretty simple, or the path isn't that hard to figure out. It's just work hard, be a great player, and network a lot. And what's interesting to me about all of those people who've said that is that I can look and see none of them are professional drummers. And while what they're saying is actually valid in some ways, I never have said this straight up, but I want to ask, if that's the process, why aren't you a professional drummer? So if it's as simple as work hard, be a great player, and network, why haven't you done those things and succeeded at being a professional drummer? And my guess is that you're going to get one of two answers. I'm either going to get the answer of, well, I have done all of that and it's not working, in which case I would say, well, then that's obviously not the path. That's obviously not the path to take, because you're doing all of it and it's not working. But my guess is that most of the people commenting like that, and most drummers, haven't done all of that. But let's just say, so that would be the other reason, I guess. That would be the other explanation, is they really haven't done any of that for a lot of different reasons. And we've talked a lot about the fear of failure and how being afraid of trying something and it not working and counting that as a failure being something that holds us back from doing anything, because if you never actually go through a whole process, you never have to worry about marking it as a failure. You won't ever succeed, but at least you won't fail. And so I think that's a lot of why people don't go through the process. But I actually believe that even if you went through just the process that I outlined, which was work hard, be a great player, and network, I don't think that that's a guaranteed way to succeed. And here's what's missing. People who post disparaging comments online with their and especially on Facebook, where your real identity is tied into it, typically seem like they're not aware of how maybe angry they come across or something like that. And here's why it matters. If you're not aware enough to know that you come across that way online, I'm going to guess that you probably are not aware enough to know that you might be coming across that way in real life with the people around you sometimes. And that's the key I want to talk about today about becoming a pro drummer, is that you have to become the kind of person that other musicians want to work with, want to be around, and want to play with. So part of that is, of course, the musician part, which is the playing, which is about being a great player and all those kinds of things, and the feel and all those things that go into being a drummer. But the other part is that many people just don't spend that much time trying to be a nice guy or a nice girl. They don't focus on that part of their lives. And honestly, if you're not a nice person to be around, if people don't enjoy and feel comfortable and feel like you're not being sarcastic or snide or rude, if they don't feel that way, they're not going to want to be around you no matter how great of a player you are. And I see this as an epidemic. This is kind of people online generally are this way. But I think musicians, for whatever reason, are predisposed to be a little more sarcastic and snippy I think it comes back to our creativity that's inherent in ourselves as being artists and musicians. But a lot of times we don't realize that joke that we are making, while maybe not even intended to be harmful or rude or sarcastic or whatever, comes across that way. And over time, we develop kind of a layer of this kind of interacting with people that floats underneath the surface of everything we do, and we don't realize that we're actually putting people off, even in our normal state. And I'm not saying be overly analytical of yourself and change who you are, but maybe there are some rough edges about who you are that are worth looking at and changing and saying, you know what, I actually want to try harder to get along with others and be more collaborative. And part of that is maybe not making so many sarcastic jokes or whatever it is. And my big point is this: if it's just a matter of working hard and networking, and it's not working for you doing just those things, then my guess is that maybe there's something else. When you do network, people aren't finding what they're looking for. They're being scared off by it. So don't be afraid of failure. You've got to do something if you want to succeed. But keep in mind that you've got to be the kind of drummer, and you got to be the kind of person that others want to be around and want to play music with in order to get hired. If those things aren't there, you're not going to get hired. But the good news is it's never too late to change. It's never too late to kind of look inward and figure out, what am I doing that might be pushing people away? And maybe what am I already good at that pulls people in? And work on that stuff. So I hope that's inspirational to you. Hope that helps you out today. And I can't wait to see you again on another exciting, enjoyable, hopefully, episode of Drummer Daily. Bye for now.